Today we're taking a look at Republic on the Oculus Quest. Hey Questers, and welcome to another episode of BMF, the unofficial home for all things Oculus Quest. Keep up to date on Quest news, game reviews, and the latest developments by subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. Special thanks to Camouflage for sending me over a copy of the game to check out. Because of the issues with my Quest, I'm going to be basing this review on the first few hours of the Quest version of the game, as well as having gone through other versions of the game since it was released back in 2013. I'm still dealing with a semi-working Quest, so some of the gameplay footage got corrupted when the headset died later in the game, but I do have a couple hours worth of footage to share still with you. So is it worth picking up the newest iteration of this story-oriented stealth adventure game? Let's check in and find out.
Republic is a port from an Oculus Go game, which was a port from a mobile game. The game is a stealth sneaking game that feels a lot like the original Metal Gear game, which makes sense since some of the team that created this game worked on past MGS games. Side note, David Hayter, the original Solid Snake, plays one of the characters in Republic. In this game, your goal is to help Hope escape from the totalitarian facility called Metamorphosis, which is run by an evil headmaster with some messed up life views. Hope has managed to contact you through her phone and has asked you to help her escape. You do this by using OmniView software, which allows you to see Hope through the security cameras and tell her where to go, where to hide, who to attack, and also unlock doors, distract guards. You get the idea. You also receive assistance from Cooper, a Metamorphosis worker who has switched sides. Story-wise, there is a lot of great content here. The story feels full and has plenty of additional information to consume through scanning different items in the environments. Each item you find or scan, whether it's a note left by an employee asking to be moved from the graveyard shift or a banned book, gives you the ability to sell the information to the data broker in exchange for money to buy upgrades for your OmniView. Things like seeing the path of a guard or creating a distraction. Some actions like unlocking a door drain some of the battery from Hope's phone, so you'll need to find charging stations to keep the phone charged. Some doors and actions also require you to upgrade your OmniView software, which is done by finding the daemon servers. As I mentioned, I really like the main story for Republic. Originally split over 5 episodes, it has a great plot with some great characters and stellar voice acting. The whole game overall is somewhere around 8 hours, but that can depend on how fast or slow you go through the environments looking for all the collectibles. I'm a collectible guy, so it tends to take me longer to complete games. I wouldn't classify this game as hard per se. It has some challenging moments later in the second half or 3/4 of the game, but you can tell that it's really all about the story here, which is totally okay. In VR, this game really captures my attention because it is easy to get lost in both the story and gameplay. It's a great mechanic and story point to be seeing everything through the security system, and I think that really sells the immersion. So that's a general overview of the game itself, but how does it play and look on the Quest? Pretty much exactly the same as the Go version. Now, I haven't finished the entire Quest version of the game, but from what I've played in the first few hours, it is identical to other versions of the game. The game doesn't utilize the touch controllers aside from button presses and pointing to perform actions. Visually, the game looks good and it utilizes the Quest well. It isn't groundbreakingly beautiful, but the locations and the characters look polished, and the visuals do a great job of making you feel like you're there helping this teenage girl through security cameras. One thing I really like about having an experience like this on the Quest is it gives us another sit-down game to play for when we're not able to get up and move for other full motion games. I can picture passing the hours on a flight or car ride with this game, and it would be great.
So what it really comes down to with Republic is whether you have played the game before on another platform. If you've played it on a mobile platform or another non-VR platform, then the story and gameplay are mostly the same, but it is much more immersive and impactful in VR. On the other hand, if you've played it on the Go, then you've pretty much already played this game. So, do I recommend Republic? If you've either never played it on VR or at all, then yes. It has a great overall story and a great game length. It's just about 8 hours. Plus, it's got David Hayter. How can you go wrong with that? If you're looking for other Oculus Quest games, check out other reviews here. Also, please help me out by liking and sharing this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for future Oculus Quest content on BMF, the unofficial home for all things Oculus Quest. Happy questing.